everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hangout with ST. She is Renee.
And he's Hairianto. And Hangout with ST is a weekly show where we bring you top stories of the week.
Anything that is local to everything that's happening around the world. And this is episode 89. Whoop, 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 whoop. And of course, we are coming to you live from the Straits Times newsroom.
Yes, and so feel free to leave a comment or two and we will try to read them during the show.
Yes, and we are of course on Instagram and on email as well, so you can slide in our DMs.
Yes.
Yeah. And this week, Renee, what are we going to be talking about?
We're going to be talking about what everyone's talking about, the e-scooter ban.
Yeah, exactly right, whether the ban is justified or not.
Yeah.
But more importantly, because it's instituted already, how do we move forward from here? Yeah. And then we're going to be talking about atypical holidays, right? Like not your usual shopping, eating kind of holiday. This one you got to like work hard a little bit.
Fitness and wellness type of holiday.
With a different objective,
yes.
Right? So some people may go on a holiday, shopping and all that, because to them that's therapy.
Yeah.
Some people
you want to just relax.
Yeah. Some people go on like a hiking, yoga, because that is therapy for them as well. Yeah, and then of course we'll go on then to a positive vibe segment, and then we'll end things off with Game of Memes, which I won last week.
Yes, but maybe it's my turn now to win.
Wow, she's very confident. But I have to say though, I took a pic of your at your memes, and I must say it's really good this week.
I think our meme game is quite strong this week.
Oh, wow! So you make sure you stay tuned all the way till the end, right? And to really see when we go head to head and see who's the best, right? And of course, but more importantly, let all your friends and family members know that we are online and partake in our conversation. Say hi.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. Let's take some comments. Okay, I have to log in. Okay, we have SG Buses says, hello. And then we have Lee Xian Lung. Don't waste time and people... and ban with... Wow, trolls, we don't accept... I mean, yeah lah, no negativity please, you know. Please be positive, huh? Okay, and then we have Sean Kuhan that says, meme game, 100 over 100. Wow, shook. So tell all your friends and family members know that we are online.
Yes.
So, now of course, e-scooters have been banned from footpaths in Singapore since Tuesday. And more than 360 PMD users were warned by the Land Transport Authority in the first 2 days. Now, of course, the ban has drawn mixed reactions from both PMD users and non-PMD users.
Yes, some feel the ban was a long time coming to keep footpaths safe, given the number of fatal accidents caused by errand riders who go over the speed limit. But others feel this essentially wipes out any practical use of PMDs because footpaths make up a large part of the area they travel on.
Yeah.
And it definitely also affects the livelihood of food delivery riders who rely on PMDs for their income.
Yeah. Now, earlier on the first day of the ban, when it took effect, ST spoke to some food delivery riders to see what they think of it.
Usually, I've seen a lot of PMD riding around this hour, but for today, I see fewer PMD because of this kind of ban.
Really very angry. We also never do anything wrong. It's not everyone is in the fault.
Yeah, the LTAs have been all around the area. I mean, traffic junctions, they have been standing there telling us to push the scooter.
Actually, all of the people that I've been delivered to, they asked me to stop riding. They say cannot this, they cannot that.
It's not really convenient for us to push all the way. Sometimes we have to carry the food. It's not say that it's very light. It's very heavy.
Some place to have footpath and PCN. We all can't cut through.
Not all riders are really like anyhow riding or speed, all these kind of things. You all want to catch, you catch those that is really speeding and then cause problem. Some of us, our leg injured, all this kind of thing, or got injury, that's why you cannot get a normal job. And then you are destroying our rice bowl.
I believe that footpath is meant for walking and stuff like that. But the thing is, for people I ask, working adults who need to support a family, they should come to a consensus like maybe a special license for the PMD or food deliveries. We only want to make a living. So I think this rule is a bit too harsh for the PMD riders. It's really an overnight queue.
Now, we've also seen a spike in terms of listing, right, on Carousel. People trying to sell their PMDs, e-scooters.
But I don't know who's going to buy them now, though.
Okay, although it's being banned on footpath, that means they can still, go on to the parks.
Yes,
Right?
and the cycling paths lah.
And the cycling path, which is quite limited lah, to be
Yeah,
honest.
it is.
Yeah, so I guess you can just buy to do that lah, leisurely.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
More recreational use.
Exactly. Now, some PMD users, they were very smart. They circumvented the whole thing and they tried to use it on grass, on the grass patch. But
It's actually an offence as well. So, you know, you actually
Yeah.
you can get fined up to $5,000 if you ride your PMD on grass.
and this is
according
by
to
NParks, right? So grass under NParks, footpaths under LTA,
LTA,
right?
yeah.
So either way. Now, Home Affairs Minister K. Shanmugam shared in a Facebook post that he had a dialogue with about 30 PMD users. They shared their concerns and he said he would convey them to the Transport Ministry and Cabinet. Now, right now, the question on everyone's mind is, what's the way forward? The ban has been instituted, right? And looks like, you know, it's not going to go away, at least not in the foreseeable future.
Yeah, and apparently more food delivery riders are also meeting at more Meet the People sessions tonight.
Yeah,
So I think
exactly.
it's understandable that, you know, they want their concerns to be conveyed to the
Exactly.
authorities.
So for those of you who are watching us at home, right, let us know, do you think the ban is justified? Right? And of course, moving forward as well, what do you think, you know, how can we recover of sorts from this sudden ban, right? Like
Yeah,
it's
it just
overnight.
came out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, like can you imagine one night you're, you know, a food delivery rider that uses PMD and then the next day you realize, oh no, I can't use it anymore for my
Yeah.
livelihood, right? For my source of income. Now to share with us more, we have someone in the studio. We have NUS Transport Infrastructure expert, Dr. Raymond Ong. Welcome, Doctor. Okay, we got to move a bit.
Hi.
Hi.
welcome, Dr.
Yeah.
Hi, welcome, Dr. Ong. Thank you so much, you know, for taking time off to
Come onto the show.
come onto the show, you know, to talk about, of course, this very hot topic right now.
Yes.
Last few days. We are just going to cut to the chase, Doctor. What do you think of the ban? Do you think it's justified?
I think that this ban is, I think, long time we have been waiting for it for a lot of people, especially those families who have lost their close one due to fatal accidents, or those families who have young children or elderly who may be very prone to accidents with e-scooters. So in this perspective, it's actually much more justified to have such a ban so that we are protecting the vulnerable group of pedestrians who are more prone towards injuries and fatalities
Right.
due to e-scooter accidents.
Right, right. And talking about that, of course, you know, the ban came at a time where, like we said earlier on, you know, during the day before, you're like, okay, you know, I could still use my my PMD, and then the next day, bam, you're like, oh no, it's so sudden, I can't use.
Yeah.
Do you think that there should have been a bit more kind of like a fair warning of sorts to give people a heads up, I suppose?
I would have to say that there have been some signal that has been coming along since e-scooters are actually allowed in Singapore. For example, we have first instituted a speed limit of 15 km per hour. The rationale is basically because the speed limit is there to actually prevent riders, e-scooter riders, from speeding and resulting in a too high a speed differential to cause serious accidents. Apparently, that has not really stemmed a lot of fatality cases, and it was actually reduced further to 10 km per hour as a speed limit. And yet we have still seen some fatal accidents. I think today there are still some cases that's still being investigated or in the courts on these things. And these are actually issues that has to be resolved because each family or each life lost is actually one family at stake. And that is the main reason why the ban has to be instituted.
Right, right.
Yes.
And the ban also means that PMD users will now be confined to cycling paths instead of footpaths. So, and cycling paths only make up about 440 kilometers. So does that mean the government has to sort of expedite its plan of building more cycling paths or cycling towns?
Yes, basically under the 2040 master plan, there will be an expansion in cycling paths from about the current 440 kilometers to about 1,000 kilometers by 2040. And by 2030, we are looking at about 700 over kilometers in place. Definitely, connectivity is the key, but more importantly, from my perspective, it's connectivity at where it matters the most. So it's not really to say it's just a sheer number increasing in the length kilometer of the cycling path. It's actually placing the cycling paths at where it really matters, from point A to point B to your destination. So that is actually much more important. So in my perspective, we would really have to prioritize which cycling path has to be built first and which is later to cater for the demand that is required.
Yeah, and of course, for those of you who are watching us right now, from wherever you are, we are talking about the e-scooter ban, and of course, now that the ban has been instituted, how do we move forward from here, right? And we have Dr. Raymond Ong here, who is a transport infrastructure expert. Now, Dr. Ong, we have one comment right here that says, Meng Yang says, due to LTA's failure to enforce rules, law-abiding riders suffer as well. If bicycles can be on roads, why not PMDs? And you were talking about policies, right, on widening this infrastructure and all that. Do you reckon it was also a problem where they didn't foresee that PMDs was going to, or e-scooters are going to cause these problems right from the start?
I would say that it's not really what I would feel that is really a problem with the policy. It's really a problem with errant drivers, I would say, e-scooter drivers in a way. And if you look at the e-scooters that we have in the market, we can actually have technology enhancements, basically, to control the speeds. But of course, if a person or the rider errantly want to modify the e-scooter, there's nothing that we can enforce, because we may have inspections along the way, but it's a probability whether you get caught or you don't get caught. But accidents, when it happen and there's one fatal accident, it is a fatal accident. So in that case,
one is too many, right?
Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point. So unless we have some kind of instituted regulation that actually regulate all e-scooter models to comply with certain standards, then that will be another way to go.
We have another comment from Ronald Lim that says, no, it's not justified because the authority did not punish the culprit by confiscating their PMD. Not fair to punish others. So I think there is a lot of talk about, then what happens to the other users who are not errant users, and they seem to also, get the brunt of this ban. What are your thoughts on that?
I feel that at this point, this ban is here to actually reset the whole situation. So we can really sit down and discuss what are the issues moving ahead. And we can really see what the technology that can be adopted to make the situation appealing for everyone in the future. So that is something that we can see. Of course, we know that certain group of users, such as those who are law-abiding or those who are actually doing food delivery, like GrabFood, Deliveroo, Foodpanda. So these users would also be punished in a way. So we would also need to take their livelihood into account.
And speaking of food delivery riders, is it feasible to maybe have a special license for those riders that actually stick to the rules?
That is possible, one of the possible ways moving ahead, given that this situation has already happened. And we recognize that, I believe the government has also recognized that this group of users actually depend on e-scooters or even bicycles to say, for their livelihood. And this is, I would say, also family at stake. We have to listen to them, and we have to have some kind of measures to help them, actually.
Of course, we have a lot of comments, people writing in and saying, Esther Yo says, hope the government can practice some flexibility to the food delivery riders as they need to earn a living, and probably can allow them under registered licenses, like what you mentioned, right, Doctor? And of course, a lot of people are on the side of delivery riders, saying that I think they understand that while, of course, there have been fatal accidents, there have been injuries and all that, but there is this group of people, the delivery riders, who are also being affected because it's their source of income as well. And people are, expressing the concerns for all this group of people. Now, of course, apart from food delivery riders, we know that the e-scooter rental companies are also affected, right? Of course, we've seen them around at the Esplanade area where they rent out e-scooters to tourists, for tourists to kind of just travel around, to sightsee around Singapore. What do you think of that then?
Like I've said, this is actually basically a reset of the situation.
Yeah.
And for e-scooter companies, one thing to note that I would believe that in their newer generations of e-scooters, they may be having technology that could actually impose speed limit on the e-scooters.
Right.
And they could also include having tracking on who is using the e-scooter. And this would actually, in a way, in my opinion, sort of provide more security in using these e-scooters. And of course, we may even ask the e-scooters riders or drivers to actually have insurance. So in a way, we are re-looking at this whole situation at this point in time. And we really need to stem the fatalities that happened for the past few years. And that's why we need to institute this kind of measure at this point in time.
And of course, Doctor, on last note, right now that the ban has been instituted, of course, moving forward, how do you reckon we can see positively, or how we can move from this ban?
Okay, I feel that there will be a few ways which we can do. The first thing is we can relook into how we prioritize infrastructure construction, and we recognize that it takes time, so prioritization is a key. Number two, invest in better e-scooter technologies, which actually help us locationalize e-scooters, imposing speed limits, either through 4G or 5G tracking, or even having to know who is using the e-scooters. And of course, we will also have to take into account of all stakeholders. It could include the children, the elderly, and those who depend e-scooter for a living. So we would have some conflicting point of views, but we will try to find some consensus along the way so that it's appealing to everyone.
Thank you so much, Doctor, for coming on to the show.
Yeah, no problem.
To shed some light really on this e-scooter ban, and certainly how we move forward from this ban. Now that the ban has already been instituted, right? It's about how we move forward from here. Thank you so much, Doctor, again for taking time off. Now, earlier on, of course, Renee and I, we were talking about the e-scooter rental companies, right? And we've done a quick check on Joy Scoot and City Scoot Singapore. Those are the two of the many e-rental companies. For Joy Scoot Singapore, on their website, you can see that there is a notice about the ban, and it no longer provides e-scooter rental. However, there is still the physical store that has nothing to do with e-scooters.
Which sells souvenirs. And also, City Scoot Singapore posted on its Facebook page that it brought in new scooters just 2 months ago. So, I don't know what they're going to do with the e-scooters now. Will they have to close shop? I mean, business will definitely be affected.
Yeah, exactly, right. We tried to reach out to them to get them onto the show, but of course, they are unable to come on. And we also reached out to Grab as well, to just give us an update as to how they're coping with the new ban. Of course, they are...
But they're also busy liaising with their food delivery partners on the next steps forward.
So really, it's still in its nascent stages, I feel, and a lot of people are still trying to grasp and think about how to move forward from this ban.
I think GrabFood will be the most affected because not most of their riders, but over 1/3 of their riders actually rely on PMDs to do deliveries.
Exactly.
So I think they will have to find like some other alternatives if they can't use footpaths.
And they've also come out with a notice, right, to say that food delivery will be slightly longer, or even having cancelled the orders as well. Of course, Foodpanda hasn't said anything much. Deliveroo has, of course, said that they're not going to be affected much because only about 5% of their fleet are PMD riders.
But they did say they will stop working with errand riders who use e-scooters on footpaths.
So where do we go from here? Now, the authorities will mainly issue verbal warnings to errand riders, but a zero tolerance approach will be taken from next year onwards.
Yes, and offenders caught riding on footpaths then will face fines of up to $2,000 and up to 3 months jail.
Correct, but remember, grass also cannot,
Yeah, because grass gets you a fine of $5,000.
Exactly, all right. So let's see, what do people have to say? I see a lot of comments, right? People
have a lot to say about this.
Correct. Frankie Ho says everyone should stay alert once they step out of their comfort zone. Don't just blame all PMD users. Ring bell at pedestrian, they're not happy. Never ring bell at them. Never say signal them. Wow, yeah, that's true, that's true. Sometimes, you know, it's very difficult, right? Yeah. We have also Mengyang that says insurance policies in current form will not work. Yeah, so maybe that's one way to think about as well, right? Insurance. So continue to put in your comments. Let us know, right, about the ban. Do you think it's justified, or if you could share, you know, how do you think we can move forward? From this e-scooter ban?
From this situation that we have now.
Yeah. Now, moving on to our second segment. Now that the year end is drawing near, it just means one thing.
Holiday.
Yes, a lot of you will probably have planned your year-end trips. Renee, what is your ideal holiday?
I think my ideal holiday is a holiday where I can do a bit of everything.
Okay.
So that means a bit of eating, a bit of sightseeing, a bit of shopping, and also a bit of like going out in nature.
So the usual kind of thing.
Yeah.
So not like, say, go like a fitness regime, follow a fitness program or something like.
No, I think I still want my holiday to be a bit more relaxing.
Okay. Because that's how you enjoy it, right? That's how you enjoy your holiday.
But some people, you know, have a different perspective of it.
Exactly, right? So there is increasingly a group of people or travelers. They are ditching, you know, the partying, the usual trips, the holidays, to go for a more wellness retreat, right? And something that promotes kind of like self-care in a different form, right? Not shopping and all that. For example, like a yoga retreat to a far-flung place like Bhutan, right? So for those of you who are watching us at home, let us know, what is your ideal holiday?
And according to the 2018 Global Wellness Tourism Economy Study, more travelers are now ditching the beach parties and all-night clubbing. Instead, they are spending their money on wellness summits, spirituality retreats, and resorts that focus on self-care.
Yeah, and this has contributed to a wellness tourism trend, and there's a lot of money in this, right? It is now an industry worth over US $600 billion. That is about 800 billion Sing, you know? Yeah. And of course, this is just going to be more and grow bigger, because in 2022, the industry expected to be worth more than US $900 billion. That's more than 1,000 billion Sing.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I can't math.
But I mean, it's a more meaningful and healthy way of traveling, right? What are your thoughts on wellness holidays? Would you consider something like that?
Or do you go for such trips?
Yes. Now, to share more on why people go for this kind of treats, right? Wellness retreats, or just go on a fitness program instead of the usual shopping, eating, countless massages, you know. We have right here the owner of a Bali-based fitness gym. We have a yoga instructor as well as 2 yoga practitioners who have gone on such retreats. Can we welcome them? Woo, 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 woo. Okay, let's move over, move over. All right.
Welcome.
Welcome. Okay. So we have right here, okay, maybe we'll go just once through. If you would like to introduce yourself and tell us who you are. We'll start with Carrie.
Hi, I'm Carrie. I'm one of the co-owners for the fitness, one of the destination gyms in Bali called Fortitude Bali. This is a gym that's fully owned by Singaporeans in the heart of Seminyak. So essentially we run fitness classes that target a wide range of people. And at the same time, we were the first CrossFit affiliate to open in Seminyak, and we're the only air-conditioned CrossFit box in Bali.
Wow.
So it doesn't mean training means you can still enjoy the elements, but you can still do your training in comfort.
In comfort, okay. And then we have Jillian. Jillian, tell us, yes.
I'm Jillian Shi, and I am an assistant director in the legal industry. I've been practicing yoga for about 12 years.
Wow.
Yeah, Master Anand is one of my teachers.
Yeah.
And yeah, love yoga.
Right, and then we have Mandy here.
Hi everyone, my name is Mandy Yong. So I'm a yoga practitioner as well for 11 years, and I'm also a freelance yoga teacher. So yes, I'm also Master Anand is one of my yoga teachers, and yes, I enjoy sharing the passion with my freelance student as well.
And we have Master Anand right here, who is a yoga instructor.
I'm the Master Anand. I practice since 4 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. Then all the way start the teaching in India, as well as I was in Taiwan. Then since 2009, I'm in Singapore. So Singapore is my home now.
Right. Welcome, and of course, you are
you.
the one that organizes yoga retreats.
Correct.
To places like Bhutan.
Yes.
Okay, we will touch on that in just a bit. Let's go to Carrie. So Carrie, tell us, right? Of course, Fortitude Bali just recently launched its travel and train program. It's an all-inclusive fitness retreat with itineraries for people looking for a more kind of like a healthier kind of travel, right? Instead of the whole partying and all that, because Bali is known as a party place.
Yes.
Right? But this is like fitness.
Yeah.
So tell us, what does it comprise?
Okay. First of all, I think that it's not an either or. It doesn't mean that fitness means all the stuff that you regularly do, like drinking and stuff, it's an either or. I think it's all about balance. So we launched Travel and Train in October this year, mainly because we saw that there's a demand from travelers, as you mentioned, looking for more unique and meaningful getaways to get away from their stressful obligations and distractions. So a lot of times they want to take the opportunity to come to the island to put a reset button on their fitness and their health, you know, and then to bring back with them stuff that they can incorporate into their daily lives. So the Travel and Train package basically enables them to not just do the fitness part, which is what I guess everyone is looking at, but also to have the wellness aspect into it. So we do have partners up with bars, with the local eateries. Because what do people go to Bali for? You like to go and watch the sunsets, the beaches. You want to have a drink by the beach. You want to go for the good food. So we help you find the best way to explore everything while getting fit and meeting your fitness goals.
Okay.
Balance. Yes,
Okay.
not either or, because it's not sustainable, right?
Definitely. Okay. And of course, Master Anand, now you've been practicing, like you mentioned, yoga since you were 4 years old, and you've organized many yoga retreats.
Yes.
Right? Why do you think, yoga retreats are getting more popular over the years?
Because nowadays, everyone, when they go the holidays, so they just don't want to do the same routine. They want their own style. So like example, the Mandy and Jillian, just last month we came from Bhutan. So they're really excited because of the weather is different, the food is different, and we maintain a one yoga environment also. So like example, it's not like you just do morning yoga, but we have a sightseeing.
Right.
We go together in the temples, we go together to explore different parts of the Bhutan. So it was really a different experience. So I think people nowadays, they just don't want like, okay, morning wake up, eat breakfast, okay, just sightseeing. No, they want a different practice. Like example, we have a tiger nest. But before the tiger nest, you need to hike the 2 mini. And to that hike, I train them to like strengthen the legs. After the training, once you hike already, let the stretching now. So they don't feel tired at all.
Right.
Because when I was on the way, one of the person, I think on the halfway, I doesn't look like a yoga practitioner. So after a while, he said, oh, my legs is cramped. He was screaming to the wife, I cannot walk anymore. Then I say, okay, my friend, just wait. Then I just hold his scarf, then shake it a bit, then punch it a bit, let it a bit loosen up. Then I stretch, let him do some of the exercise. Then after he say, hey, I feel better now. And after he just come down.
It's a holistic kind of approach.
It's wonderful. So it's like not only just the physical practice, but the environment, because that's why we choose the Bhutan. Bhutan is one of the happiest country in the world. So definitely why we don't choose to go for the retreat.
And for Mandy and Jillian, so why did you guys start going on these yoga retreats?
Okay, so for myself, I think that yoga retreat is connect to nature. This is my 4th yoga retreat. In the past, my retreat is more like monitoring the diet and more like a fasting. And then we do have a daily practice. But for this time round is a little bit different with the sightseeing. So I would say it's a spiritual trip and travel with purpose. So it's kind of like a technology detox as well. So you don't really hold your phone with your smartphone all the time, and then you enjoy the sightseeing with the nature. And Bhutan has a very beautiful mountains, and the scene is simply awesome.
Right. And Jillian, how was your experience like? Because this is your first yoga retreat, right? How was it like? It's a different kind of holiday.
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us more about your experience.
Well, First of all, I think because Bhutan is on my bucket list.
Yeah.
I've heard so much about it. And then on top of that, you know, with Master Anand and Mandy and people that we know within our yoga community, they were also going. So that was also an encouragement in a way.
Yeah.
And also, as Mandy said, you know, it's just detox, kind of relax, be with nature, and then you get to practice surrounded by nature, which I guess you don't have that much of an opportunity in Singapore.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Bhutan was really the push factor. I mean, it's really a good starting point in terms of retreats for me. So I look forward to attending more.
Yeah. And Carrie, you know, let's talk about this, you know, like people like Gillian and Mandy, and I'm pretty sure, you know, because you own a fitness gym there and you've seen Singaporeans as well, visited your gym there. Do you see an upward trend of people traveling for wellness purposes, you know, instead of the usual just, okay, go to, you know, go all out shopping or eating or countless massages? Do you see an upward trend of that?
I think that there are still people who go there purely to relax, and relaxing means shopping, eating, and not doing anything stressful. But we have seen an increase for sure. I think generally you have people who have their daily fitness routines, and they want to maintain that while they're on holiday. So that's why they would come and look for something like that where they can incorporate it. They still want to include fitness as part of their holiday. And as I mentioned earlier, a lot of people want to take this opportunity to like reboot, detox, you know, go there and say, okay, this is the starting point. I want to still go there. I want to go and learn some stuff. I want to get my body started, detox, and then I take this back with me. So you can see also, we've also seen a few groups of like hens and stag nights. So usually they go for a weekend, right? You know, it's all, correct. So in the evening and everything, you have all these events. The bride will have to do all that kind of stuff. The groom is the stag as well. And so we've hosted quite a few of these where they have that at night, but in the mornings, they actually ask us to come and host a group training class for them. So they get that done in the mornings and they go out and they have their fun. And the next morning, even if they're a bit rough, they come in and still want to get a bit, they feel a bit better, less guilty. And then, so I mean, with that, you can see that it's no longer just purely partying and all that kind of stuff. There is more of a fitness element in everyone that everyone tries to incorporate in their life.
Right. And we have a comment, right, Renee?
From a Facebook user. A question, yes.
Yeah, a question,
Is this Gwendolyn Cheong says, is this travel and train thing better for individuals or for groups?
I think travel and train is customizable for anyone. So we've actually already hosted individuals. So we've got individuals who've come in from, let's say, even from Dubai. They want to spend a week where they get personal training. They decide, you know, the whole thing about wellness is I want to restart everything. So not just the training, nutrition is important. So we sit down and assess their fitness goals and their nutrition goals with them, and then map out the plan and do the meal prep. So we've hooked up also with with groups also, they want to come and do it together with friends. It's always better with company. So to achieve this, we hook up with a lot of partners around us. So accommodations, if you want to stay in hotels. So we've hooked up with some popular names like Alila Seminyak, Montego. They're all around us in walking distance. And if you want to do if you want to stay in a villa with all your friends, we also have accommodation partners like that. And so whether you're alone or with a group, it's always going to be fun.
And Gwendolyn has a follow-up question. She asks, I want to know if must be very fit for the travel and train thing. Because I think Master Anand also mentioned just now, right? This person never do yoga.
It's true. It's very interesting, you know. Sometimes when, let's say, because we are CrossFit affiliates, so sometimes when people look at our social media, they see people who look very fit in the photos, right? So I ask my friends, who are general, maybe fitness enthusiasts or go to the gym a bit, and I say, hey, if you're in Bali, come to my gym. And they'll be like, wow, I think I need to train before I go to your gym. So to answer Gwen's question, you don't have to be fit. I think the whole thing is it's catered to all fitness levels. So if you haven't worked out for like a year, you know, and this is your starting point back. That's why this whole thing is tailored for you. It's tailored for anyone and everyone. So there's no, if you're an athlete, great, we have athlete programs in there that, you know, we can scale upwards. But if you're really starting, it's a very welcoming place for you guys to start your fitness journey.
And for Gillian and Mandy, you know, for yourself, do you guys have to, you know, do extra practice to prepare yourself for these retreats?
I wouldn't say so.
Like you don't maybe instead of just one session, you know, every day, I'll do 2-3 sessions a day just to prepare yourself.
I mean, we practice almost every day already. Okay, that's part of our lifestyle. But of course, knowing that we're going to go up the Tiger's Nest, which is like 1,000 meters above extra, you know, you got to trek up 1,000 meters.
Yeah.
Psychologically, you kind of want to prepare for it, right? So, of course, Master Anand already kind of mentioned that he, you know, trained us on the way by doing shorter treks, like 45-minute treks, that sort of thing, so just to prepare us for it. But I would say, yes, of course, it helps that, you know, you're flexible, you've trained a bit for it, but yeah, psychologically, you got to be prepared, I think, yeah.
Mandy, what about yourself? Because this is not your first yoga retreat to Bhutan. You've been to a couple.
Yes.
Do you usually prepare yourself for it?
Yes, I do. But actually, I mean, you just prepare yourself. I mean, with the open mind, and then you don't have to do anything extraordinary. So you just have to enjoy the trip, and then just because usually the retreat you will bring the same-minded people along, and then you attract the same energy people. So just enjoy the retreats, and then yes, I do agree with what Jillian said that Master Anand did train us from day one gradually, and then so that we made it to the Tiger Nest. So so we enjoy the daily practice as well.
And you know, Master Anand, for yourself, right? Of course, you know you've organized yoga retreats like that. You know, it's something quite similar to what Carrie has done as well, right? Because you want to provide a sort of like a different kind of experience. How do you think the experience is different, right, in terms of organizing such a yoga retreat overseas and just practicing it here in Singapore?
Okay, like
what
example,
is the value addedness in that sense?
Like example, I teach every day, sometimes 3 class or 4 class, okay? So what the people has a on schedule, like morning they do this, then work, then they just come to my class, okay, then after I can try my best to what I can do. So that's why recently, as you know, is where people say, oh, Singapore, very stressful, so recently I added is a lion roar. So everybody is like, you know, even in the Bhutan, we did a lots of lion roar there. Yeah, it's true. So it's basically the concept is like once when I say, I switch off the lights, everything, so nobody can see you. So they just simply, when I say start, everybody just very shout and very strongly loud.
Yeah.
Then the result come out is like, hey, Master Anand, I will get now sleep much better.
Yeah.
I feel now more relieved.
Yeah.
And when I started very long ago, then I was observing them. They are more serious.
Okay.
Even during the practice.
Yeah.
Then I look at them, I say, my friend, why you are so serious? Yoga practice is not a serious practice, it's a joyful practice. Okay? Then
I'm very stressed. Trying to get the pose.
Then I use one word is that, okay, if you be serious, you older very fast, then start to laugh.
Okay.
So like example, when we go to the Bhutan, as well as we went to the Krabi also this year.
Yeah.
So I was with them from morning to night. So I have a particular program for them, like morning, we have a cleansing for the native, so who has a sinus, and Singapore is very common because we are stay indoor. So when the person wake up, there's all blockages and everything. So we do that. As well as we have a yoga session, and I try to moderate.
Okay.
Like example, okay, today they have this, so I modification in the practice.
Yeah.
So today they have a hike, okay, they need more stretch. So today they need to, okay, tomorrow they need to hike, they need to train up the muscles. So we work in the both dimension. Okay. And the plus thing I really like as my own experience as I see all the student, because in my Krabi, when I bring it, almost like 38 people was there in the first group. And second, we have a 33 people in the Bhutan. I bring in the 2 groups. First is a 20, another is a 13. So when I see after end of the day, they feel very relaxed. Right. And the face, if you see them, no more stress anymore. Yeah. And when they mingle each other and all, like, you know, energy last time, oh, hello. Now, it's like, hello, Master Anand. You know, it's like a different energy they are moving in.
So going on a trip like this, you get to see them 24, because they spend and they're in that environment for that extended period of time, as opposed to, let's say, just going for classes. It's just, okay, 1 class, 2 class, and then that's it. It's not an extended period. So you don't quite see the effect. That's what they're trying to say, right?
Because the psychological, once, like example, you'd go for the class, then after once you end up the class, you already psychological, you are thinking, oh, what I need to do next. Whether I need to prepare for tomorrow, whether I need, but over there, that's nothing.
Yeah.
So what I design for them, and we just follow that. So
Right.
we have before the sleep, we have meditation methods. So once the mind is clear, your sleep naturally better.
Right.
And once your thought process is lesser,
Yeah.
because 70% of our sickness is come from our thought process.
Yeah.
So that's why we do all the different methods
Right.
to let them relieve.
Right.
And at the end of the journey, it's very beautiful. Like, you know, the new sun is coming out. It's amazing.
So, Master Anand, you know, are there any upcoming trips?
Yeah, next year we are planning.
Okay.
Yes, two. I already got lots of feedback from because when they are on my Facebook as well as them, wow, you enjoyed a lot, ke?
Yeah.
So definitely they first give me suggestion, can you do again Bhutan? I say, okay, I don't mind to do it.
Oh, okay.
Then another retreat which is coming, I haven't tell anybody yet, but I can tell you now.
Oh,
We don't know about it either. This is the first time I'm hearing it.
They also keep
You've been
asking me
asking
where
it,
is
yeah.
our next destination.
Yeah.
So that is the Langkawi is coming on.
Okay. So those are things, and of course, for them to join such yoga retreats, how can they, you know?
They can direct contact me as well as on my Facebook on the Anant Ankur. Okay. Yeah. So they can just contact. Yeah.
Right. So and then that's when you organize, and it's open to everybody. Like
Everybody.
right?
Anybody can join it.
Looking for a different kind of holiday.
Yes.
Right. Wellness retreats.
You can even come to Bali.
Yeah.
There we go.
There are a lot of yoga studios in Bali.
This is different.
I know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And of course, Carrie, how can people know about Travel and Train?
Okay, they can come to our website, www.fortitudebali.com. We've got a specific travel and train page.
Okay.
And also we have a page called Fortitude Attitude in there. That's cute, yeah. And on that page, we list down Fortitude favorites. So we have a full listing of cafes, restaurants, bars. We even have a hookup with Rip Curl, you know, the surf school.
Yeah.
So some people come here, they want to take up surfing. So we get a discount. We can basically arrange for you all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So that's a full listing on the popular cafes, bars, and places to go. And we also put there where our members get discounts.
Okay.
Yeah.
There
So
we go. Okay.
everything's on the website.
Right. So because Gwen is asking where they can sign up for this travel entry program, and you know, on a final note, Mandy and Gillian, you know, for our viewers out there who want to go for such a holiday, but you know, they're a bit worried, like, will I enjoy myself? You know, because maybe this is their first time going for such a retreat. What would your advice be to first timers like that?
Just go for it.
Okay.
No, really, yeah. Just go for it. Don't, you know, hesitate. I mean, we had someone on our retreat who had never practiced yoga before. She came with her aunt, who is a practitioner, and she did really well. She just tried, you know. I mean, it's not that difficult. I don't know. Just try your best.
Yeah.
Even our tour guide also joined in, and they're not practitioners as well. Yeah, so everybody can join in.
Right.
Yeah.
And Gillian, what about your advice to first timers who want to go on such wellness retreats?
Yeah, so I'll say just, I agree with what Gillian said, just go for it and then don't think so much, just enjoy. So when you sign up for the retreat and everything will just, you know, ready for you, and then yes, just enjoy the journey. Yeah, you a lot of take back. Yeah.
There, so you've heard it from Mandy as well as Gillian. You know, both of them are yoga practitioners, and they've gone for their yoga retreats, you know, to places like Bhutan, for example. And then I know, Mandy, you've gone to other places like Taiwan as well, right?
Taiwan.
Different places as well. So thank you so much, guys, you know, for coming to the show to share a bit more, you know, about this different take of all this. Of course, again, we're not saying that fitness holidays the way to go. Of course, there are people who would still enjoy
their regular eating, shopping.
like you, Renee.
So
right?
we haven't sold you at all. Not sold at all.
So Renee right here, of course, Renee is just shopping, eating, sightseeing. She's not the yoga.
I will go hiking lah.
Okay, that's as much as you do.
Yeah.
No, next time you can join us.
Hiking
You
to the
definitely
shopping
will love it.
Hiking to the shopping center. But there's that, right? There is that one group that enjoys that, and there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And then of course there's that group of other people who want to have I suppose a different kind of holiday experience where they go to a gym first, and then after that they enjoy themselves.
Yes.
Right. Everything
To
in
each
balance.
his own.
Yep. Balance and moderation. And with that, we will move on to our next segment, Positive Vibes. And of course, Positive Vibes is where, sometimes, we're just being bombarded with negative news.
Yeah, so
we just want something that is positive.
To warm the cockles of our heart.
Just like laksa. Okay, what is the story this week, Renee?
Yes, for this week's Positive Vibes, we have two brothers who are running in a 2,000-kilometer nationwide relay called Relay Majula that aims to raise $1 million for charity.
Oh.
And both of them are former living organ donors. So in 2012, Mr. Lin Di-lun donated a kidney to a 6-year-old boy. And in May this year, his brother, Mr. Lin Han-wei, donated a part of his liver to a recipient with end-stage liver disease.
So it's strangers, yeah?
Yeah. So, and both transplants were successful, and everyone is healthy and doing very well.
Now, both brothers finished their 10-kilometer legs yesterday. So congratulations to both brothers.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people are still doing the relay as well.
So there we have it. That is our Positive Vibe story for this week. Now, ending things off on a light-hearted note is Game of Memes. All right, so we are going to get you guys involved, Carrie, Jillian, Mandy and Master Anand. So what happened was previously we had Facebook Face Off where we trawl through our Straight Science Facebook page to look out for wittiest Dana's comments because people like to do that right on our Facebook page. But then we decided to up the notch a little bit, expand our search to the whole internetverse, and now we are looking for the best and funniest memes online.
Okay.
So Renee chooses 3, I choose 3. We go head to head, and then we'll do a voting.
You guys vote after every round.
Yeah. So for those of you who are watching us at home, you guys get to vote as well. If you think the memes that Renee has chosen is funnier, you type in R.
If you think Hairianto's memes are funnier, you type in H.
Let's go. Round 1. Renee, you go first.
Yes, okay, this is in light of our PMD ban, which we were talking about earlier. So these are some alternative ways to deliver food.
You're not going to read for us,
Huh? Oh, okay.
Oh, you just want us to see. Okay.
Okay. So there's Heelys, roller skates, Naruto running, Ama trolley. And the last one is, I think, is maybe a disgruntled GrabFood driver. Is it?
Do you even know what's the meme that you have chosen, Renee? I think okay, I need to explain your meme. This is what I think. Basically, it's just say, yeet, that means just throw and just... Okay, never mind, Renee. I don't know what your meme is. I will show you my meme. Okay, this is the meme that I've chosen. So this person says, Michelangelo was only 24 years old when he completed the Pieta sculpture. And then somebody says, the fact that he was a turtle makes it 10 times more exciting or fascinating. Do you get it? Michelangelo is one of the Ninja Turtles. Oh no, we failed, Renee. So if you think that Renee is funnier, you type in R.
If you think Hairianto is funnier, type in H.
Okay, let's just go one round and quick. Carrie, who did it?
Hairianto.
Okay, H.
H.
Gillian? H. Mandy?
Renee.
Okay, R. And Master Anand?
H.
H. Okay, now round 2, let's go.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go first. Okay, so this is if you are half Chinese and you're half Italian, then you're Yeah. Okay, Renee, you go.
Mine is, so this guy says, breaking news, Google buys Fitbit for $2.1 billion. Someone replies, oh, bad deal, I bought mine for $69.
I like this one. Clearly not getting the memo right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you think Renee's meme is funnier, you type in R.
And if you think Hairianto's meme is funnier, type in H.
Okay, Master Anand, your vote.
R.
Okay, Mandy, R. Gillian?
Well, I like both.
You can do both.
Can I do both?
Yes.
Yeah, I like both.
All right, and Carrie?
R.
Okay, last round, Renee, you go.
Okay. Okay, this one is a series of pictures and it's titled Realistic Disney Princesses.
Okay.
So what they will look like in real life instead of in a Disney movie. So a bit more, you know,
That is true.
real life. Can you see?
Yeah.
Okay, the one that I've chosen right here. Who else is twerking Batman? It's actually not a twerking Batman, right? But it looks like a twerking Batman.
Oh yeah, I can
Right?
see it.
It's actually a picture of an animal.
Yeah.
But it looks like a twerking Batman.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. You can't unsee it really, right? Yeah, different perspective.
Yeah.
So if you think that Renee's meme is funnier, you type in R.
If you think Hairianto's meme is funnier, type in H.
Okay, we'll go one round. Carrie,
H.
Gillian, Mandy?
H.
Okay, there we have it. Okay, we'll give you some time to vote. And then let's just take some comments right here. I think a lot of people are still talking about the PMD ban, right? We have Chua Ching Yao that says the government must consider ban PMD devices as soon as possible. What do you mean by that? It's already been banned, what?
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused now. Gwendolyn Chong says, I would love a holiday with balance. Work out so I'm able to eat and enjoy.
I said to come to Bali to Fortitude.
Yeah. She's asking how much is such a holiday. Also.
For 3 days and 2 nights on a basic, I think it starts at about 250 Sing, inclusive of accommodation.
Right, okay. Oh, okay, so we have Stephen Go that says, create additional license category for food delivery riders to use PMDs. Safety protection is a must. They should be subjected to all road traffic offences, fine and demerit points. Sharon Tong says, last time, no DMP. I mean, PMD, I think you mean, that's what you're trying to say. What, deliver, go, life go on, life goes on. That is true, right? So continue to let us know what you think of the ban, whether is it justified, you know, keep the conversation going and really, you know, share, I suppose, some advice you think how people can move on now that the ban is in effect. And of course, for those of you looking for a different kind of a holiday, you know, perhaps you want to check out yoga retreats.
Or a CrossFit gym.
Or CrossFit gym. Or if you decide to just go with the usual holiday, it's fine as well, like Renee.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll close votings in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and the winner is... Yes!
Congratulations.
Thank you. That is what? 2 weeks? 2 weeks.
2 in a row.
2 weeks in a row. All right, that is all we have for you today. Of course, once again, thank you so much to our guests. Earlier on, we had Dr. Raymond Ong, and right here we have Carrie, we have Gillian, Mandy, and Master Anand as well for taking time off to be with us today to talk to us, you know, regarding the different segments. Now, for more news and videos, you can visit our website at straitstimes.com.
Yes, and you can also reach out to us on our Instagram or our email.
Exactly. Anything at all. You want to send us funny memes, you can do that as well, right?
Yeah, we
maybe
always
help Renee
appreciate
out.
them.
All right, that is all we have for you now. Next week, same time, same day, and of course, same place. Once again, she is Renee.
And he's Hairianto.
Goodbye, and see you next week.